If you're ending this year feeling like you haven't accomplished much and you're failing, I want you to watch this video. 2025 for me was the year that I lost every single thing that I have been building for the last 4 years. So I want to show you today why starting over isn't a step backwards, it's actually a step forward. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this story of how everything fell apart and why I'm so grateful that it did. Let's go into today's video. Okay, I've got my matcha because this is going to be a long video. When I say there has been a lot that has happened this year, there is no words to sum up the amount of stuff that's happened, and you will see that in this video because it's kind of chaotic, kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So much has happened that I literally had to go through like Snapchat memories and like everything to to make sure there is nothing that I'm gonna miss out. So I've got my notes ready because there is no way I would remember any of this. And also, by the way, this matcha that I'm drinking is the peaches and cream version blend. If you know, you know, it's so good. So if my lipstick starts getting bad in this video, no it doesn't. Wow, okay. Let's go back to January 2025. I started the year in Greece. That whole holiday was so chaotic. And when I say chaotic, I mean chaotic, because we were meant to be in Athens and so much happened. Everything went wrong. We had like 4 different Airbnbs we ended up at in Athens because the first one had really bad builder's dust, so we literally couldn't sleep anywhere because the beds were like filthy with thick dust. Then we got locked in there because the key got stuck in the door, had to climb out of windows. Eventful 24 hours. The key got stuck in the lock. Our only exit is now this window. And there is builder's dust everywhere. Then we went to a different Airbnb and there was bed bugs, and we ended up at a hotel 2 AM Christmas morning 2024. So on Christmas Day we decided to fly to Crete, Hania, which my sister goes and basically lives there like half the time. She knew it really well, obviously. So yeah, we started the year in Hania in Crete, in Greece. And if that's not already a chaotic start to 2025, I should have known at that point that that was going to be the theme for the whole year because it just got crazier from there, and I don't know how it did, because honestly that trip was somewhere else, I swear. We were there for like 14-15 days like overall in Greece. It's just so chaotic. So I really started the year just very reflective and very much like, wow, okay, I can deal with anything. And this year has proved that is for sure. So yeah, we definitely started the year in a bit of a crazy way, not what I was expecting at all. Oh god, it just gets crazier. I actually started the year by sort of seeing someone. It wasn't official, just that awkward in-between stage. I'd already been seeing him for a month prior to the year starting, and I saw him until February when things fizzled out. But when I say I was besotted with him, like I really liked this guy. So when things kind of like fell apart was when I realised he wasn't that into me, and I had to put a boundary in there. And yeah, so I just started off by choosing me. I'm sure I'll do a story time on all my weird date things, because 2024 was, and the start of this year was kind of like a dating period for me. It was very much like, oh, we've never dated before, let's go and experiment and see what's going on with that. And it was horrible. Now it's like, I don't want to date. The start of the year really just started with like things falling apart, and kind of just me stepping into like confidence, self-confidence, choosing myself, and that has been the theme for the whole year, as you will see. But it definitely started with such like a big confidence boost, because these were things that I'd never experienced before. I've only been abroad like properly abroad, like one other time to Florida in the past. So going to Greece with just me and my sister, it felt like a big deal. Dealing with all of the horrible stuff that happened and then coming home and having to break things off with this guy that I really liked. It was very much just like, we're starting fresh, Tabby. We're starting fresh. You're a new person. And I really felt like this massive identity shift where it was just like, things are okay, like things are happening, but I can deal with them. And that was just such a big shift for me personally, because I was like, oh my god, like whatever life throws at me, I'm good. Like I've conquered my fear of flying in airplanes because we went on a lot more than wasn't intended. So I was like, yes, I can do this. 2025 is going to be great. I can deal with anything. I've got this. Little did I know. So with this massive confidence shift in me, I really started the year with like, I can do anything. So I joined a new gym. I started going to the gym regularly, 3 to 4 times per week. And I was still carrying on going to yoga twice per week with my friend who offered the yoga. So it was very much just like, I started the year off so strong. I was in solid routines. I was doing the things, like, you know, the Pinterest things, like, oh my god, she's living that life, she's that girl. Like, that is how I felt. I was like, yes, I've got this, I'm incredible, I can do this. And I'm not gonna lie, that confidence didn't last that long. Like, it really didn't. But I definitely took advantage of it while it was there. But on the flip side of that, was I that confident really? Because I was still using filters on all of the content that I was creating. I felt very insecure in myself. Whenever I was going on dates with people, it was very much just like the panic of, oh my god, they're going to reject me as soon as they see me. That was how low the confidence really was. So on the surface, it looked like I'd got like my marbles in a row. In fact, a lot of clients had said that, like they were like, wow, like you're so confident and like you've got everything together. But on the inside, I really felt like just very small, very like just very unconfident in myself. I didn't know who I was. I felt incredibly lost, and I was trying so hard to be this idea of who I thought I should be. And that was with drinking as well. Like I was really in that period where I was just like, oh my god, like I just broke up with an ex of 7 years, like 4 months, 5 months prior. Like I was just like, let me experience everything that I feel like I've missed out on, because I never drank before, obviously never dated before. Like it was very much just like, come on Tavi, let's catch up with everyone else, let's do the things that you feel like you were missing out on. So I did all of the things. I went out drinking a lot, I obviously went on a lot of dates, and I really just tried to like throw myself into, this is who I think I should be, this is who I've been missing out on, this is Tabby now, this is Tabby, like this is just who I am.
Isn't that like the nicest thing you've had? No. Just to me. We're too drunk to take what.
I'm not gonna lie, looking back now, obviously you look at it through a different perspective. I was so lost. I have never been so disconnected from myself, but I really feel like I had to go through that because it really helped me understand what I didn't like, what I didn't want, what wasn't me, what was very disconnected and inauthentic to me. So it was definitely a year of growth. And then in March, things started to shift. So I started the year like carrying on with my skin clinic, facials, clients, all of the rest. Everything changed in March. That was when I finally graduated as a beauty medicine practitioner. So that is my top qualification now, which I'd been working on for I think 3 years, I want to say, or is it 2 years? I'm not sure. It's 2 to 3 years. It was a while. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, like obviously this knowledge changed everything about how I approach skin. I knew it was so much deeper than skin now. I, you know, was qualified in nutrition and gut health and skin microbiome and all of these things. And I was like, wow, like I really know so much stuff that I can start kind of involving my clients into better the results that they're having in clinic. You know, I was already dealing with inflamed skin conditions, acne is like my forte, rosacea was like a lot of my clients. So I was like, oh my god, yes, I can help people more. Amazing. With that came a lot of insecurity though, because I was just like, a lot of people just come for facials, like they don't want the deeper stuff. a lot of people are miseducated about what it takes for like true skin health. I was like, how in the hell do I include this in my services? So I was feeling very unsure about things already. And then I was invited to an incredible brand event by Skincare. So I travelled to London, was so proud of myself as well, because London to me had always been like, oh my god, so scary. I have to navigate like the tube system and it's really scary, and you're always told like keep your phone close to you. You know, someone living in the north of England going to London, it's very different, right? So I was just like, oh, scary, but I did it. And I went to this brand event, and it literally has changed how I approach skin forevermore, because we deep dived into the skin microbiome, something that I was already certified in, but because we delved into it so deep, I literally left that brand event thinking, oh my god, things have to change. I can't keep going how I'm going. And maybe this was the kind of moment that everything kind of shifted, in the aspect where I was just like, I feel internally so different, but also I can't carry on in my career the way I am. I've now just graduated as a beauty medicine practitioner, so there's all that I want to include. But now I can't use the skincare that I've been using on my clients. I have to find a new brand. Do I sign on with Skincare? And if you don't know, when you're a skin specialist and you sign on with a brand, you pay thousands and thousands and thousands to sign on with that brand to basically access their professional range, their education, all of these things. So investing in a skincare brand is a big deal. And I was just like, oh my god, I have to go through this process again. This is really overwhelming. Like, there was literally clients in my clinic that had just bought skincare from me the days before, and I was like, oh my god, I'm changing how I approach skin. I don't recommend those products anymore. And I was just like, oh my god, what do I do? It makes me look like I'm a bad specialist, like I'm changing things, like I don't agree with what I've been telling people anymore, because I'd advanced like my knowledge so much. And I was just like, why is nobody talking about the skin microbiome? It's the most important, pivotal part of skin health. And I was just like, ugh. So from that moment on, I had to figure out how I was going to change things in my job, helping clients as well, but also for myself, which meant that with your skin microbiome, basically skin microbiome supportive products are basically products that are helping your skin thrive on its own, rather than relying on expensive medical grade products to better your skin health. So you're basically re-teaching your skin how to deal with being, basically, which means stripping it back to how it should be naturally. So when you've been using really stripping products and things like that, when you first start including skin microbiome supportive skincare, your skin freaks out, because it's like, whoa, I have to create like these things on my own now to support myself. What's going on? So naturally with that came acne for me. I'm an acne prone girly. I have a history of acne, and this brought acne back. And I was like, oh, because not only as a skin specialist do you feel like an absolute failure if your skin is not pristine all of the time, but also it was just like, oh, I have to deal with this again. And with acne obviously comes so much insecurity, so much like trauma, basically. Like, it brings up all of the years that I was bullied for my skin and freaking out about that. And I was just like, take a deep sigh, like, ugh, I have to go through this. But it was so worth it. So worth it. At the start of the year, from like January to like March, April, I was doing all of the things, but I just didn't feel like me. And things definitely changed from that moment on. In April, things started cracking open. And I feel kind of emotional talking about this, because things just got a lot from this moment on. So for the past 7 or so months from this point, I had been looking for a new location to move my skin clinic to. I was having a few issues with the location that I was at, and I thought, oh my god, let me just move. I just want to not have other people affecting my business for a change. Like, and I had a friend who I went to yoga with, and she was opening a wellness centre. I was like, amazing, I'm all about the wellness. It's not just like skin, it's skin health. Like there's so much that I'm doing and helping with. That would be incredible. So I decided that I was gonna move in with her to this new location. It was about 30-minute drive away from where I already was, a completely different town. I was like, this is gonna be a massive risk, because obviously when you're self-employed, your income relies on regular people coming, and if these people drop off, massive hole in your income. And obviously very sad, because you've built relationships with these people as well. So it was like this whole ordeal, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go for it. It could be the best thing for my business, and I really thought that it would be. Probably see where this is going.
This is such a long time coming. I've been waiting for this day for like 6 months, and I'm so excited. If you can't tell, I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm gonna drive there now. My eyes are crying because I'm not excited.
So in April, I believe it was April, I moved my clinic to this new town, to this new location, and I had this beautiful room. It was absolutely stunning. I spent ages making sure everything was beautiful, the lighting was incredible, the energy of the place felt so good. I was like, finally, everything's aligned. My rent was double what I was paying before, so I was really betting on this working out. I really was. I was like, putting my all into this. I can make this work. I'm confident I can make this work. I've built this business from scratch. If I have to start over, I'll start over. That was the mindset, the mentality. I was just like, yes, Tabby, let's go for this. And it wasn't long before things started going very wrong. Oh, Tabby, bless your heart. So, when I moved in, I didn't realise that it would be like this, but they were still doing building work on a lot of the building. I was the first one to move in there, other than my friend already like using downstairs, for example, and I struggled because as a facial business, skin business, the atmosphere is probably one of the most important aspects of the job, right? Like, people are coming to you, they want to be relaxed, they want to have this experience where they feel rejuvenated, refreshed, like people are coming. And my services weren't cheap. They were priced accordingly to my expertise, to the experience, to the products and the equipment that I was using. They were on the higher end of facials. So this atmosphere, this environment needed to justify the price, right? So when there was building work always going on, obviously I really struggled, because I was like, how do I do this? How do I run my business that I need to live, to survive, when there is building work going on? And I didn't realise that would be like that, and that is totally on me for not having that conversation beforehand, and managing my expectations. Totally agree with that. But obviously with that came a lot of confrontation, and I am someone that really struggles with confrontation, always have. It makes me want to cry, curl into a ball and pass away. That is just how it is for me, always has been. I'm definitely better at it now, but when I have to stand up for myself, I really struggle. Like, it is just how it is. It's a skill I'm learning and growing, yada yada. So obviously I had to have a lot of confrontations with like my friend. Started losing a lot of my clients, because obviously the ones that I'd kept with me from moving, they were already, most of them, travelling an extra half an hour to me. Some of them were now travelling 50 minutes in total. Like, like it was a lot for them to do this. Obviously my prices increased with me moving because my rent had doubled, and then they were coming to this experience which wasn't relaxing, and I felt so bad that a lot of the time I gave discounts, and I felt just really embarrassed. I felt really embarrassed, because I was just like, how can I do this? How can I do this? I was so incredibly anxious all the time, because I was having to confront people, and I never knew if it was going to affect my treatment and my client's experience. So I was always on edge, and it got really horrible. Like, it really did. And I was really struggling. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all my clients. I'm gonna lose them all. And it kind of just felt like I was drowning. Like, it literally felt like I was drowning. Like, the anxiety got horrible. It was such a hard experience and I really struggled. But in the midst of this, obviously more and more people started like working from there, and there's some really lovely people working in there as well. And we decided to host like a team event to be like, welcome to like this new wellness centre, like it's here we are, this is what we offer. And it was nice. We had like a really good sense of like teamwork and community and all that type of thing. So we like put on this like gorgeous little event.
It was so lovely to meet so many of you. The amount of people that I had that came up to me was like, "Yo, Tabby, I've seen you on your socials," and I was like, "Oh, this is so strange, just like to meet you all in person." So it was really, really lovely. So thank you for coming to say hi. If you did, it's really lovely to meet you all.
This was like another big shift for my year. So I went to this event and it was crazy. It was crazy because I was getting like these strangers coming up to me and being like, "Oh my god, hi, you're Tabby, I've seen you on your social media." And it was the first time in my life that I'd been recognised off my social media. And I was just like, "Oh, this is weird." What's going on here? And it was like such a really lovely feeling to feel like, "Oh yeah, like I've seen like your videos, like you're amazing at skin, like they always like really resonate with me, and like you've really helped me with my skin." And I was like, "What's going on?" So I came away from that event being like, "Oh, maybe there's something here. Maybe this happened. All of this is happening, all of this upset and hard experiences, because it's forcing me to grow in a way that I didn't consider that I could." And that is like a massive shift for me, when I was just like, "Oh my god, maybe I should just be on social media." Because most of my content that I was putting out there to advertise with my business and to educate people about their skin, it was just all talking videos. Like, that's all it was. Like, that's what I'd been doing really for like the last 4 years, is creating content on social media, mainly Instagram, mainly Facebook, and just putting out like short videos, short talking videos. I was going live on Instagram and Facebook like a few times per week. Like, that was just what I was doing. Like, that is how my business coach, when I first started, that's how she like taught me how to like advertise my business and grow clientele and all the rest of it. And I was like, "Oh my god, what if I've outgrown having a clinic?" And that was a big deal to consider that, because obviously for the last 3-4 years I'd put my blood, sweat and tears into building this business from scratch. And to even have that thought in my brain, it was like, hold on a second, am I going to really destroy everything I've worked so hard for? And I did. I started over. I realised that I was working towards a life that I actually didn't want anymore, and that was why it was becoming so hard, because there was no alignment anymore. And alignment to me is absolutely everything. So I let it all burn. I was so incredibly stressed because I was about to blow up my entire life. So I started like gaining weight, and from someone that had started going to the gym regularly from January, this was so incredibly upsetting to me, because I was like, oh, my progress. I hadn't stopped going to the gym, I was still going to the gym. It's just, you know, it felt like I was going backwards in a lot of ways, because of the stress and the anxiety. But I was just very much like, I have to hold myself through this, because I am stressed, and the stress isn't going to go away until I deal with all of the things that I need to deal with. So I was very much just like, okay, I have to accept that this is happening, and I just have to have love and compassion for myself and carry myself through this, because there is no other option. There is no other option right now. Like, that is just how it is. And that's what I did. And it's been a journey of dealing with the weight gain and all of that type of thing. But honestly, having compassion for myself made it so much easier, because I was just like, well, it's not like I'm not doing anything to help myself. It's just a very uncomfortable period. So I closed my skin clinic after 4 years, almost 4 years, of building it from scratch. And obviously I had to say goodbye to the clients that I did have left, and it was such a difficult decision to make because I was kind of pushed into a crossroads where I was just like, okay, Tabby, if we look at this from a financial perspective, because you've lost so many clients, the next few months you're going to break even. You're not going to actually make any money. So you can struggle with that, you know, get like more in debt from that, or you can close your clinic and be in exactly the same situation, but maybe just working towards your dreams instead. And I knew, because I'd done it before, that if I decided to stick with my skin clinic and, you know, get more clients and things like that, I know that I could do that. I 100% knew that if I put my all into it, I could, you know, use all of the business knowledge that I had and build up a clientele again. I knew that it's hard, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of, you know, patience, and it was going to be difficult for a while. And I was just like at a stage where I was just like, oh my god, okay, do I do that because it's what I know I can do, what I've known, like that this is how things are, or do I step into the unknown and maybe, just maybe, take a leap of faith and decide that like I can have it all. I can step more into authenticity, step more into this new chapter of myself. Obviously, when I first started my business, you know, I was in that 7-year relationship. I just graduated from university for a photography degree. Like, I started off with nails, went into beauty. I was a very different person when I started my business that turned into a skin business. And obviously now I was out of that 7-year relationship, which massively forces you to grow as a person. I was independent for the first time in my life. I was doing things by myself that I never thought I could do before, going on dates, having experiences by myself, going to the cinema by myself, working from Starbucks, and all of these things where I was just like, I was so much happier being in myself, by myself. And it was like night and day. Like, these were very two different versions of Tabby, and I was just like, do I stay with the clinic because that's what I feel like I owe the past version of Tabby to do? You know, there was milestones that I felt like I hadn't reached yet, and I was about to sign on with Skincare as well. Like, I was very much like I was in the talks with them. I was about to sign on with them, you know, pay thousands and thousands to sign on with them. Like, that was what was going to happen. So I needed to make that decision. So I did, and I closed my skin clinic 3 months after moving to that new location, and I decided what I was going to do was I was just going to move my services online. Like, this was something that I was already doing, but I was just going to throw my all into it and advertise those services. I was offering skin plans, you know, helping people with skincare products and routines and clearing acne from home. And also, I had been writing a book for the last 2-3 years called Unmasking Acne, and that book was about to be published. I was literally just about to finish it. So in August, around my birthday actually, so around me turning 24, I did a photo shoot for my book. Felt incredibly uncomfortable in myself, not gonna lie. I was still using filters in all of my stuff, so using my photography degree, my actual proper professional camera, and forcing my mum to click the button. Bless her. Seeing myself that authentic was soul destroying to me. Very much so. Especially, you know, with the weight gain and the acne from skin microbiome safe skincare that I was still dealing with and processing. It came with a lot. It came with a lot doing that photo shoot. It was like all of my insecurities were like then exposed. And I did manage to get like some photos that I thought were okay. Still don't love them. But I was like, okay, everything's set for September for like me publishing my book, and I decided to close my skin clinic like I think it was like the 3rd of September, just because that was like my notice period. It like ended around then. So it's just like everything was kind of like, it felt like it was changing and shifting, and I was like, okay, like things are working out, right? Like things are sorting themselves out, like everything's gonna be okay now. But then there was a few more personal things that started happening. So with my whole life burning down around me, literally, I thought I'd make it even harder for myself. And I was like, okay, there's something going on with me. Like, what is going on with me? I do this all the time. I struggle with these things. And I don't know. Oh, yes, I made a friend, and he had autism. And he was telling me about like his neurodivergent experience. And I was like, oh, okay, this kind of feels like me. And I was like, oh. So I looked into it more, and I thought I had ADHD. So I went to the doctors, and she put me through for a referral to get like an assessment. Went for the assessment at the end of August. I was told I have autism. So while my skin clinic was closing, I was about to publish a book that felt very vulnerable and exposing for me, talking about my experience with acne and how to clear acne and all the rest of it. It was very like, this is my soul, have a piece of me. And then having a complete identity death as well, because I was like, oh, this is why I am the way I am. Everything just went and I'm laughing about it, but it was such a hard time. And the amount of grief that I felt in this period, where I had to grieve this version of me that I thought I knew, in terms of like the autism, in terms of like what I thought my future was gonna look like. I was very much ready to get my ships in order and move to this new town with this like new clinic location. I thought things were going to be so much different, and yeah, that came with so much grief. So I was feeling so much stress and grief, and it was so hard. It was so hard. I literally spent a lot of kind of like April to September, October time visiting my granddad at the cemetery. He died when I was like 8, 9, I think, and he was very much like a father figure to me. He was very much like that for me. And yeah, I've spent so much of this year going and visiting him and talking to him and journaling, like sat like by him, and that also brought up a lot of grief as well, because obviously like it was constantly revisiting how I felt about him as well. But he definitely helped me through a lot of this year. Closing my clinic was honestly the most terrifying decision I've made, but it also just felt so aligned that it came to a point where I was just like, this doesn't feel like a decision anymore. It feels like it has to happen. Like, I'm a very spiritual person, and I was getting all the nods from the universe, and I was just like, yeah, this is my next chapter. This is who I am now. This is what I'm becoming. I have to close my clinic because I can't evolve if I don't. So I did. September comes around. I close my skin clinic. I'm terrified, but hopeful, very hopeful. And of course I publish my book, and I get interviewed for a newspaper article. This one, that's always in the background. My second newspaper article I've had written about me. Very cool. And yeah, the article was great. It was really lovely. The guy was so lovely, and he really liked my interview, so he invited me onto the radio. So I went live on the radio in September as well as having this newspaper article out about me. I was like, okay, like this is fine. Everything's going well.
I just came off the radio. Buzzing with my little life. Oh my god. I can't stop smiling. That was so good. I thought I'd be so much more nervous, and I was nervous. Like, the anxiety was definitely anxietying. But yeah, I think I did well. He said I did really well. I talked for too long maybe, but apart from that I went well. What's going on?
Doing well. Like, I sent off the first pre-orders of my book, Like like this book's always next to me now. Like, I wrote a book, like I'm an author, I'm an international author, I've sold in America and stuff. Like, yeah, like this is my book. That's cool. I was like selling like a lot of my skin plans and helping people online, and it just felt like I was just like, okay, like I can do this. I can do this, like things are going well, I've got this, like I can move forward. Unfortunately, that feeling didn't last very long. But while it did, like I had like a complete like identity shift. I was just like, Tabby West, starting fresh. This is who I am now. Like, I started learning Korean properly again, like something I'd started like pretty much a year prior. But I just stopped for whatever reason, and I was just like, no, I want to be fluent in Korean. I'm gonna do this now. I have sort of the space energetically, mentally to do it, so I embarked into my Korean journey more, started uploading regularly on here on YouTube. I started receiving my first bits of PR from Pixie. Like, everything was going okay. Like, I had a massive identity death, and I was like, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know where I'm going. And it was terrifying because I'm someone that needs to have a plan. I always need to have a plan, and not having one sent me spiraling, not gonna lie. I did spend a lot of September and October in bed, burnt out, exhausted, because for the first time in 4 years I wasn't go, survival, you need to make money. I had a little bit of breathing room, and yeah, I didn't realise how exhausted and burnt out I was from building my skin clinic and maintaining that for the last 4 years. It had taken such a toll on me, and yeah, it was hard. It was really hard coming out of that and being like, oh my god, I feel like a failure. I've closed my clinic. People are going to think that I've failed, that I couldn't make it work, that I couldn't do it, that I'm not good enough. It was bringing up all of these limiting beliefs about like my situation, about who I am, and I was just like, oh my god, I have to deal with this. And it was a lot. It was so much. Like, September really didn't play. Like, October really didn't either. Obviously, with me doing a lot of identity work as well, I started to find myself a bit more, because for the first time, like probably ever, I felt like I didn't have to perform anymore. And now I know that it's probably masking, but it's always felt like I've had to perform. Like, I had to perform as like the skin specialist, and show up as that person and carry people all of the time. And now it was like I took a step back and I was like, the only person you have to carry now is you, Tabby. Like, you're actually okay. And it, in kind of like the back of October, it definitely made me realise, like, I don't just want to be like this skin girl. I just want to be Tabby. Like, I just want to be Tabby, and I want that to be enough. And that felt like a massive like awakening for me, like in my soul, kind of. Like, I was just like, oh, can I just give myself permission to be me and that be enough? So that's the direction that like my YouTube then started to take. It was kind of like a off-road and it came with a lot more grief as well, because I was like, oh, does that mean like I've wasted the last 4 years of my life? Am I not going to help people with their skin now? I've just published a book. What does this mean? Spiral. And then I realised, no, actually, I've learned all this stuff. I can still help people with that stuff, but I don't have to carry them through it. I can just be like, this is my experience. Do with that what you will. And that's what I do now. And it feels so fulfilling, because I really never had the energetic bandwidth to carry anyone else. And now more than ever, when I'm constantly stressed and trying to find the direction of things, yeah, there is no way that I could carry other people through that. And that makes me feel bad and feel guilty, because I've felt responsible for people my whole life. But also it feels really freeing that I'm giving myself permission to put myself first for once. And yeah, it feels good, feels bad, a bit of a mix. Which brings us to now, December 2025. It has been a crazy year, and there is things that I've even missed out. Literally, like, I think it was February, I hosted my first ever in-person event in collaboration with Girls Get Together. We hosted like this really cute evening with like making cute hair accessories and doing facials and stuff. Like there was that. I've done some like outreach events this year. I've obviously went on like a lot of dates. There has been a lot of other experiences that I've kind of just touched on the surface in this video, but December 2025, right now, I've just hit 130 subscribers. Thank you. I just did my first ever in public vlog. Terrifying, very scary, but I did it. Not gonna lie, most days I still feel like I'm drowning because there is so much uncertainty, especially financially, and yeah, it's very different from what I've known for the last 4 years, and I'm still trying to adjust to that and be like, it's okay, Tabby. Like, I'm really feeling all of that grief still. Like, it's still very raw, still very present. Obviously, I'm still trying to like process the autism stuff as well. Like, there's a lot that's been going on. It really feels like I've lived like 5 years in one this year. Like, it's been such like a crazy intense year. Like, everything's just kind of like fallen apart. But this month, I've finally been getting messages from people, like comments of people being like, that they feel seen by the content that I'm making. You know, like the real skin, like authentic content, like this is just who we are and we should accept and love that. Like obviously that is the bare bones of what I do, why I do what I do and what I post. And I've been getting a lot more messages recently of people just saying that they appreciate that and that it's nice to see authentic, real people living real lives, keeping it very real. And to me that means that I'm doing something right. That means I'm going in the right direction, because it's reassuring that why I do what I do is getting like is coming across well, that people can feel it, and that to me is so incredibly just rewarding to know that it's paying off in that regard. And this month as well, like I've been sent PR by literally my favourite perfume brand, Saltworks. Like things are going well. They're going slowly, but they're going well, and I know it's just a matter of time before things kind of take off a lot more, because I feel like I'm fully in alignment now. Like I'm really just like, this is me, this is where I'm going, here's the journey. I might not be fully where I want to be yet, but I'm fully being me now, and that's the biggest difference. As we are about to embark into 2026, the year of the horse, there is some things that I'm manifesting, working towards, taking action on, and obviously the main one for me is hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're not already, please do subscribe. I'm aiming to reach 1,000 subscribers by April 2026. Really hope so. I'll keep going anyway. I really want to be moving into my own place in Brighton by September 2026. That is my goal. Really scary, really exciting. Can't wait to make the moving vlogs for those. Oh. But mainly I just want to be like thriving and not surviving. Like that is the goal, the aim for 2026. I want to be financially stable, independent, living my best life, but my best life, not what I think should be the best life. Like right now, like I stopped drinking alcohol in like August, I think. Not bothered about it at all now. I'm just like, that's very unaligned for me. I care about wellness and health and self-love. That just doesn't feel aligned for me, so I just stopped. Like I'm very much like, I dropped filters from September, I think it was. I was just like, yep, no more of that, thanks. Like I just want to live my authentic life, and I show up now and I get to inspire other people to do the same, because to me that was the most terrifying experience ever, especially as someone with a history of ED and all the rest. Like yeah, that was so difficult, giving up filters, but now I feel so happy because I'm finally loving and accepting myself for who I am. Such a big pivot, such a big pivot. Well done, Tabby. Round of applause. If you're not your own cheerleader, if you're watching this and you're feeling behind, maybe you're not actually behind. Maybe you're just becoming, and maybe, just maybe, everything's actually working out exactly how it's meant to. You just can't see the bigger picture yet. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's been a very raw, honest, vulnerable very authentically Tabby as always video. So I hope you have enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you in this gorgeous, authentic, real community here. But yeah, I'm Tabby. I'm sending you so much love. You've got this. I hope 2026 is the best year ever for you, for us both. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.